Hey, it's Brett, and thank you for dropping by or returning to my channel. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what I'm going to try to read in October. So I don't want to waste a second. All right. Today, actually, it's today, for anybody that's watching this as of October 4th or on, I am here. I'm going to see, Chip and I are going to see our son who is doing a semester abroad. I'm very excited, and I just found out my sister-in-law, who is a flight attendant, is also going to be over there, so it will be a lot of fun. So that is where I'm going to be. A couple of things that I'm taking with me to read. First of all, is Our Evenings by Alan Hollinghurst, which is going to come out next week. I am now about 100 pages into this, and it's fantastic. If you've ever read Alan Hollinghurst, you know he's won the Booker Prize. This is about a man who is an actor. He has a Burmese father who he never has known, and an English mother. And it's about his life over 70 years where he becomes a very celebrated actor. And at the time, this young boy at the start of the book, who is kind of like a nemesis, grows up to become a very influential and conservative member of parliament. They're saying it's his best work. I can't say definitively yet because I'm not that far into it, but I will say it's really, 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 really good. So that is the first thing I'm taking. The next is Six Walks by Ben Shattuck. Okay, so I didn't even know that this was coming out or this was out. I mean, my first introduction to Ben Shattuck, of course, was this year's History of Sound, which is one of my favorite books that I read this year. This is nonfiction, clearly Six Walks in the Footsteps of Henry David Thoreau. On an autumn morning in 1849, Henry David Thoreau stepped out in his front door to walk the beaches of Cape Cod. Over a century and a half later, Ben Shattuck does the same with little more than a loaf of bread, brick of cheese, and a notebook. Shattuck sets out to retrace Thoreau's path through the Cape's outer beaches from the Elbow to Provincetown's fingertips. This is the first of 6 journeys taken by Shattuck, each one inspired by a walk once taken by Henry David Thoreau. Along the way, Shattuck encounters unexpected characters, landscapes, and stories, seeing for himself the restorative effects that walking can have on a dampened spirit. Over years of following Thoreau, Shattuck finds himself uncovering new insights about family, love, friendship, and fatherhood, and understanding more deeply the lessons walking can offer through life's changing seasons. Okay, I'm so excited for this for a couple of reasons. One, again, I now feel like I've discovered this, Ben Shattuck, I've discovered you. But also, this is kind of like my jam. We were just up in Seattle, off the coast of Seattle, at this place called Bainbridge Island. And I was so inspired and blown away by the floral and fauna. Seriously, how incredible it was, how beautiful it was. And in a way that I haven't in so long. And I think, Maine certainly inspires that, which is clearly what's going on for him. So I'm really excited to read this. Okay, so that's the next. And the third thing, okay, it's called Like Mother by Susan Rieger. It says a sprawling family saga briskly told with the lightest of touches and an often surprising sense of humor. That came from Rahman Alam, of course, who wrote Leave the World Behind and The New Entitlement. It also says spanning generations and populated by complex, unforgettable characters. Like Mother is an exhilarating portrait of family, marriage, ambition, power, the stories we inherit, and the lies we tell to become the people we are meant to be. Okay, I like a multi-generational tale. I like a family tale. I'm hearing that it has whispers of a little bit of Claire Lombardo, so I'm all over that. So I'm excited for that as well. So those books are going to be my first go-tos for this trip and while I'm away to try to read. All right, now here are the other things, and I don't have a lot because I don't know what else is going to come up, but I will say this. Happy for October because a lot for me, all of the kind of books that I want to read this year have already come out or are just about to come out. There's not much more. And I think with November and the election, I know that publishing is going to quiet down a little bit. So, which is great because now we can kind of catch up on all of the things we want to read. So, This one looks really interesting. Masquerade by Mike Fu, and thank you to Tin House for this. This comes out at the end of the month. It just says, newly single Meadow Lu is house sitting for his friend, artist Selma Shimizu, when he stumbles upon The Masquerade, a novel about a masked ball in 1930s Shanghai. The author's name is the same as Meadow's own in Chinese. Lu Tian. A coincidence proves to be the first of many strange happenings. Over the course of a single summer, Meadow must contend with a possible haunted apartment, a mirror that plays tricks, a stranger speaking in riddles at the bar where he works, as well as a startling revelation about a former lover. And when Selma vanishes from her artist residency, Meadow is forced to question everything he knows as the boundaries between real and imagined begin to blur. Exploring social, cultural, and sexual identities in New York, Shanghai, and beyond, Mike Fu's Masquerade is a skillfully layered, brilliantly interwoven debut novel of friendship, queer longing, and worlds on the brink, asking how we could find ourselves among ghosts of all kind and who we can trust when nothing and no one is what it seems. Masquerade. Okay, sounds good. Like everybody else, I'm going to read Sally Rooney's book this month. I also got my daughter a copy. She has the Barnes & Noble Pumpkin Spice Latte cover, which I actually prefer, but I let her have that one, and I'm reading this one. So, what can I say? Everybody's reading it. I'm really excited to read it. I'm personally a Sally Rooney fan. Irish, the whole deal. Two brothers, here for it. Also here for Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which I can't even believe I haven't read this yet, which is, of course, the sequel to House on the Cerulean Sea. How about this unbelievable, beautiful Goldsboro edition? I mean, just absolutely stunning. So I can't wait. All right, two more things. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. This has been out for a while, but it just got published by Ace, and thank you for this copy. It sounds absolutely batshit crazy, but totally fun in lieu of reading like a scary book this month. It says the apocalypse will be televised. Welcome to the first book in the wildly popular and addictive Dungeon Crawler Carl series by Matt Dinniman. You know it's worse with breaking up with your girlfriend, being stuck with her prize-winning show cat. And you know it's worse than that? An alien invasion, the destruction of all man-made structures on Earth, and the systematic exploitation of all the survivors for a sadistic intergalactic game show. So I think this sounds really fun. Total mind candy. There's a whole series of them. I think there's 4. 3 of them have already come out. There's a 4th about to come out. The final thing I'm going to try to read this month. Okay, so there is this book that I read a few years ago called Darkness Outside of Us by Elliot Schaefer. It's a young adult. I don't even want to say queer romance. It's romance-esque, but it's a sci-fi novel. Oh my gosh, this thing blew me away. It's so many twists and turns. I never saw the end coming. Maybe I had low expectations. I don't know, but I thought it was so fantastic. Well, he just wrote the sequel that came out. He didn't just write it. He wrote it a while ago, and the sequel just came out. The brightness between us. And so I'm going to read this too. I'm going to lean in a little bit to my young adult phase after I read the 2 books by Abdi Nazamian last month, and I'm like, why am I not reading more YA books? They're great to use in between the really, really heavy stuff. So so I'm going to try to read this. All right, so that is my October. So when I come back, I am going to post my It's Time 10 Before the End, the 10 Before the End challenge, which are 10 books that you want to get read before the end of the year. So for all of you watching this, maybe some of you did your 10 Before the End last year. Please do their 10 Before the Ends and tag me or let me know if you did them. Certainly let me know if you did it before I air mine, which is going to be at least another week. So if you do your 10 before the end and you post it here before, you posted it on YouTube before, let me know and I will tag you when I post mine. I hope all that made sense. Anyway, I will see you all in about a week. I am going to be eating lots of great food and probably drinking. So have a wonderful week, everybody. There will also be a new episode next Tuesday of Behind the Stack. So for those of you who are watching, and I appreciate you, thank you for watching, and that will be up. So anyway, okay, bye.